Welcome to the very first episode of a brand new series, one that I've wanted to make for a long time. For almost 2 decades now, I've been in the trenches helping founders build and grow their e-commerce stores, figuring out what actually moves the needle, what quietly kills conversions, and what separates a store that actually sells from one that just exists. I've done it through every platform shift, every trend, every this is the future of retail cycle that you could possibly name. And after all that time on the building side, I want to do something different with this series. I want to take everything that I've learned helping other people grow, and I want to use it to help you do the exact same thing. No fluff, no theory for the sake of theory, just practical, hard-won stuff that you can actually apply to your own store. So let's get into it. Today, episode 1, we're going to talk about the single most important thing on your store that almost nobody actually designs on purpose. And that's the path to checkout. Not your theme, not your fonts, not your hero image, but the path. Because here's the truth. When somebody lands on your store, they're silently asking one question. What do I do now? And every second that you're not answering that, you're losing them. So in this video, I'm going to walk you through exactly what a guided journey to checkout looks like screen by screen. The bad version, the good version, and this way you can pull up your own store while you watch and check whether you're actually doing this. So first, let me clear up what I actually mean by the path to checkout, because most people get this wrong. Most people think that it's all about one page, and that's making the homepage look pretty or making the product page convert. That's not it. The path to checkout, it's a journey across all the different screens and states that the customer goes through. A landing page, a product page, and from that moment, every single screen, it has one job, and that's to hand them off to the next step. One click closer to actually buying. Land, explore, add to cart, checkout. That's it. That's the chain. And the whole game is making sure that that chain never breaks. So as we go through this, I want you to watch for one thing in your store specifically. At every screen you look at, is it obvious what happens next? Because if you ever have to wonder, your customer definitely does. So let's start at the very beginning. Where your traffic actually lands. Now, this is the number one mistake that I see, especially with people running paid ads. They spend real money driving traffic, and they send all of it to the homepage. And the homepage, it's the busiest, most distracting page on the whole store. Look at this. There's 5 things competing for attention. Shop now, learn more, read the blog. Their eyes are going all over the place, and they have absolutely no idea what they should be doing next. And they all of these different call to actions, they all have the same weight. They're all shouting at once. So the visitor's eye, it's bouncing all over the place. 1, 2, it lands on nothing. There's no next step. You paid for that click, and the page just kind of shrugged at them. That's money straight out the door. Now, here's the fix. When you're paying for traffic, you don't send people to your homepage. You send them to a landing page or straight to the product page, a screen built for one decision. Look at the difference. One clear headline. One hero, one primary action, add to cart, right? That's it. Everything on this screen is pointing at that one button. They don't have to think. They don't have to hunt. The page is basically taking them by the hand and saying, this is what you do. Same traffic, same ad spend, but completely different outcome because at the very first screen, you're giving them a direction. Now, I'm not saying that the homepage is useless. Right? The homepage, it does have a real job. It's just a different job. The homepage is for discovery. It's where somebody who isn't sure yet gets to explore, browse the range, get a feel for the brand, and that's totally fine. Let them wander a little bit, but this is the part that people miss. Exploration and dead ends are not the same thing. On a good store, you can explore freely, but every road you wander down, it still curves back and points towards the product. The homepage opens things up. Every other page is responsible for funneling back in, which brings me to the pages that everybody forgets about. Your internal pages. The About page, the FAQ, the shipping info page, the ingredients page, whatever it may be, these are the silent killers because almost nobody designs them with the journey in mind. Watch what happens on most stores. A customer is interested, right? They have a question, so they click onto the FAQ page and they read the answer. Great, you've handled the objection. But then nothing. The page just kind of ends. There's no next step. It's a dead end. They got their answer, but no door forward. So they hit the back button. And as soon as they hit the back button, they've lost their momentum. And a good chunk of them, they just leave at that point. You answer the question and then abandon them exactly when that's the exact moment where they're ready to keep going. And here's how you fix it. It's very simple. Every single page, every single internal page ends by pointing back to the product. The FAQ answers the question, and right underneath it, got what you needed? Shop the routine, right? Buy the look. The ingredients page explains the formula and then hands them straight to the product that actually uses that formula. The about page tells your story and then ends with a way in. No page on your site is allowed to be a dead end. Every page needs to continue the path that's going to push them towards making the purchase. No matter where a visitor goes, anywhere. If they're digging for information, they never get more than one click from getting back on the road to checkout. That's what guided actually means. You're guiding them from everywhere, not just the obvious places. Now let's get into the product page itself, because this is where the real money is made or lost. Here's the classic problem. Someone's interested, so they start reading. They scroll all the way down the page through the description, the ingredients, the reviews, shipping details, everything that you want them to do. They're doing exactly what you want and getting informed and getting convinced. But by the time they decide, yes, I want this, the add to cart button, it's all the way back up top. They have to go hunting for it, right? They got to scroll all the way back up. And on mobile, where most of the traffic is nowadays, that's genuinely annoying amount of scrolling. And every bit of friction right there, right at the moment with the highest intent, costs you sales. And the fix is relatively easy. We add a sticky add to cart. You pin a slim add to cart bar at the bottom of the screen so it follows them the entire way down the page. Now they can read everything all the way to the bottom, all the reviews, all the details, but the second they're convinced, the button is right there, right where their thumb already is. They don't have to scroll or hunt. They don't lose the momentum. You're removing the friction at the exact moment the intent is the highest. If you take one thing from this whole video, a sticky add to cart on your product pages is probably the easiest win of all. So now they tap add to cart. Okay, now this is the moment that everything has been building towards. And it's the moment most stores completely fumble, because here's what happens in a default setup. They click add to cart, and a little teeny tiny number right up there, this little teeny tiny number quietly ticks up from 0 to 1. That's it. No fanfare, no direction, no nothing. The customer's just left sitting on the same page right where they already were, with no idea what to do next. You've created a tiny moment of, okay, well, now what? And in that pause, the momentum dies. And as soon as that momentum dies, the impulse brain, it goes away. There's nothing telling them where to go, so a lot of them just keep browsing aimlessly, or worse, they leave. You've got the hardest part, the ad, but then you said nothing. So what should happen instead, right? That's the question. What should happen is that the add to cart, it's going to trigger the next step. The momentum, the ad, you keep it going with the right offer. So as soon as they click it, a small little pop-up like, great choice, complete the routine with this moisturizer, or, get these shorts. Here's something that works well together, and add an upsell, a cross-sell, 20% off if you add it now, right? This is the upsell moment, and it's the highest converting one that you've got because they've already decided to buy. They're in motion. A relevant, well-timed offer right here, it doesn't feel pushy, it feels helpful. And it lifts your average order value without spending a single extra dollar on traffic. The add to cart isn't the finish line, it's really the launch point of the rest of their journey. Now, where you send them next matters enormously. And this is one that I see stores get wrong constantly. The old default is to send people to a full cart page, its own separate URL, its own screen, and the problem is that you've just ripped them entirely out of shopping momentum. They were in flow, right? They're browsing, they're adding, and now they're staring at basically a spreadsheet of their order just on a totally different page. The cart page is full of competing buttons too: update quantities, apply a discount code, continue shopping, and this button, continue shopping. Continue shopping literally sends them backwards. So instead of a smooth glide to checkout, you've created a hard stop and an off-ramp. A lot of people land on the cart page and they just drift away. Now, you can have cart abandonment, sure, but you don't want them to drift away in the first place. And the answer to that is to implement a cart drawer. And the drawer does 3 things beautifully. 1, It shows them exactly what's in the cart without losing context. 2, you could drop one more upsell right beside it with a little like frequently bought together, like an impulse ad. They're already an impulse brain. They've already decided they want to buy. So they're more likely to go ahead and just add that extra item. And people are going to take it, right? It's frictionless. And most importantly, it has one big, obvious, unmissable button right here. Checkout. Not view the cart, not continue shopping, checkout. Because at this point, this is what you want them to do. The drawer keeps the momentum, adds a little average order value, and points them with a big ol' arrow right to checkout, right to the finish line. And that's the difference between a cart that leaks and a cart that converts. So let's zoom out and take a look at the whole thing as one big picture. This is the path to checkout. They land wherever that may be, landing page, hopefully not the home page, product detail page, but wherever it is, there's always a clear next step. The product page lets them explore, but keeps the add to cart one tap away, and the add triggers an upsell instead of dead silence. The cart drawer keeps them in flow and points them at checkout, and every other page on the store, the FAQ, the about, the homepage, it quietly bends back towards the same line. It's one unbroken path, no dead ends, no what now moments, right? No off ramps. From the second they arrive to the second they pay, you're guiding them every step of the way. So here's what I want you to do. Pull up your own store if you didn't already, right now, and walk through it like a customer. Land on a product page or wherever you're sending people from your ads, and ask yourself this one thing. Is the next step obvious? Scroll your product page on your phone. Can you add to cart without having to scroll back up? Add something. What happens? Is there an upsell? Is it just a little number ticking up in the cart? Check the cart. Is it a drawer? Is it its own separate page or with a dead end, right? Do they have to click back? Go to your FAQ, go to your about page. Is there a way forward or does it just stop? Every one of those is a place that you're either guiding your customer or losing them. Fix the leaks, and you'll make more from the exact same traffic. If you found this valuable and you want to learn more about growing your Shopify store, make sure to subscribe below. I'll be putting out another episode every single week in the Shopify Growth Series. I also have another series, which you can click somewhere in this area. There should be a little card now where I bring up live Shopify stores once a week, and I will actually do a live audit of those stores. And I give the founders one big thing that they could do on their own store to make a big difference right now. So make sure you subscribe to see all of my different videos, like, share, comment, all of those other YouTube things. And until next time, guys.